When FIIL first got in touch with me about these headphones, I wasn't sure what to expect. Despite offering some great specs and features on paper, they are also amongst the very first products from the company. So I tested them daily throughout the last 2 weeks, and this is my experience. The first impressions with these headphones have been absolutely positive. Cracking open this really good looking box, you'll find a welcome set of accessories. You get a hard shell carrying case, a micro USB cable, 2 audio jacks, one for Android and the other for iOS, a Velcro pocket for the audio jack and a little hook for the case. I find the Velcro pocket particularly handy, as you can attach it right inside the case and keep your cables nice and tidy when you carry your headphones around. The minimalistic approach taken for the box is also reflected in the headphones themselves, which are arguably the best looking pair you've seen on this channel. There's a really round feeling in the whole design of the headphones, from the shape of the ear cups to the gentle curve on the sides. The headphones are fully covered in a really nice aluminum alloy, which delivers a premium feeling without adding too much weight. I love how the matte red coating contrasts the black leather, but if you're not into the red version, they're also available in 5 other colors. As for ports and buttons, you'll find the standard micro USB port and a 3.5 jack, as well as a multi-purpose button. Despite being invisible, there actually also are built-in playback controls on the right ear cup. Just swipe vertically to adjust the volume and swipe horizontally to change track. Moving on to the sound department, I can already tell you that I wasn't disappointed. The treble is clean, the mids are detailed, and they certainly don't lack bass. You'll find some excellent clarity throughout the whole frequency range, making for a great general purpose pair. The sound profile is relatively flat when compared to other headphones, which makes for a pretty natural rendition. However, while I personally really like it, it could take some getting used to if your previous headphones were a bit more flavored, so to speak. The volume can go much higher than I'd ever need in every realistic scenario, and this applies to both Bluetooth and wired mode, providing that you have a good amp on the other end. The soundstage is nothing special right off the box, but you can make it better through the 3D mode, which is available via the companion FIIL Plus app. The app is where you'll really be able to customize your experience with these headphones. You can use it to equalize the sound, perform some automated burn-in, update the firmware and turn on the active noise cancelling. Despite the passive isolation being quite decent already, the active noise cancelling is on an entirely different level, and it makes a massive difference in noisy environments like trains or buses. For me, this means I can go through my daily commute and listen to my favorite music without becoming deaf in the meantime, which is super welcome. It works best with consistent noise patterns like that of an engine, so don't expect it to mute your annoying coworker or the neighbor's dog, but it does help in those cases as well. In case you want to hear the outside world while cutting most of the noise, you can opt for the monitor mode instead. In this mode, the headphones will allow just some frequencies in while blocking the others, but keep in mind that it will only work when the music is paused. As for the 3D mode, you have 4 different settings for different levels of emulation of a 3D space. It works quite well most of the times, even if it does introduce some artifacts at certain frequencies. It's ultimately up to you whether the trade-off is worth it, but I personally find it a nice option to have and I do use it from time to time. The Equalizer on the other hand offers 3 presets, one for neutral sound, one for extra bass and the third for enhanced treble. All 3 work as expected, and I personally use a lot the third for added punch in the highs. When it comes to comfort, they are just about average. While the synthetic leather is extremely soft, it certainly doesn't help with heat dissipation. Pair that with the tight fit given by the headband, and you could have some problems in warmer seasons. What does help on the other hand is their excellent adaptability. They can extend, swivel and also tilt, thanks to the flexible layer between the inside and the outside of the ear cups, and once you find the right configuration, the comfort rating starts to go up. To give you some numbers, I typically need to take them off for about 5 minutes after an hour and a half, but of course that's going to be very subjective, so take that with a grain of salt. Despite battery life being always a concern when it comes to wireless headphones, I'm happy to report that it turned out to be more than sufficient. With mixed usage, they last about 25 hours, which can go up or down depending on how much you use the ANC. That's plenty of juice to keep you going for a week's worth of commuting, and in the unlikely case you should be able to kill it, you always have that wired mode as a backup. Keep in mind that you can use them in wired mode when they are turned on as well, so that you can still enjoy several features when using a non-Bluetooth compatible device. Speaking of connecting them to things, they come with Bluetooth 4.1 and NFC, and they support an exceptional range. While they won't go nowhere near the claimed 100 meters, they do incredibly well in open air, and they'll deliver a stable signal through 2 or 3 walls as well. All things considered, I was no less than impressed with my experience with the FIIL Wireless. They are a solid pair under every point of view, with a clean, detailed sound, a beautiful design, and a wide set of features to customize your experience. The wireless will be available on Amazon at the end of the month for $259, which is an interesting price for such a package. However, if you are not interested into any of the fancy features like the ANC or the 3D sound, these are a pretty hard purchase to justify, honestly. If on the other hand you maybe move a lot and you need sound quality without compromises everywhere you go, then these are a pretty great option. Keep also in mind that if you're into these, it might be worth checking out the Kickstarter campaign for the upcoming Viva Pro, which I'll hopefully have the chance to review as well. Of course, if you have any doubts or questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and as always, thank you so much for watching, this was Joe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Next one.